Make sure you check out our online store where we work with our graphic designer to create stunning garment and product designs that feature a wide variety of aircraft types such as British fighters, World War II aircraft, American bombers, Russian fighters and much more. You can pick your favourite designs and personalise any items within our Redbubble store that range from clothing right the way through to stationery. All of our designs feature our logo so you can show your support for the channel while getting a quality product. You can head to our website aircrewinterview.tv and click store, or go to redbubble.com/people/AC interview. Thank you and enjoy. A lot of people know you from your air racing. Tell us how you got into this.
Oh, long story, but the quick summary is I was already flying aerobatics on weekends and flying fighters during the week, and I went to an air race in Perth, and they said, "Interesting combo. Do you want to have a crack at this?" Yeah, because I already flew those types of planes, but I was obviously already a professional pilot who was good at working under pressure. So I did about 2 years of training with them, and they accepted me as a pilot, and I started racing.
So yeah, are most of the pilots ex-military or a lot of them civilians?
When I went in, I think I was the third ex-military person, but I was the first to come out of the military to race. There were two others who had been in the military, but then had careers since then, in the airlines, for example. So after I was in, then there started to be a bit of a role of fighter pilots around the world going, that's a pretty interesting career. And I'd say now at least half of the pilots entering into the air race, trying to get into the air race, are ex-military.
Can you tell us what air racing is about for our viewers who may not know what the sport is?
The race I was involved was the Red Bull Air Race, which is no longer a thing. But that was really air-inflated pylons that they call air gates. It's against the clock, so it's one aircraft at a time, and just basically running through a fairly tight track at 50 feet off the ground or the water, whichever the case may be, and using the aircraft to its maximum abilities. So we're generally traveling at about 200 knots, 370 kilometres an hour, and rolling at about 400 degrees a second and pulling about 12 G.
Crikey. So how many races do you do a year?
Typically, it's about 8 races a year, 8 events a year. So, and then you get points in each race, and then the person with the most amount of points at the end of the year is crowned the world champion of the race. So, yeah. It's a world championship for getting points.
And do you have a favourite venue to fly at?
I get that one a lot, and I don't really have a favourite. It's your results have a big impact on how much you enjoy a venue. Fortunately, I won quite a few races, so I've had some great results, and I've got a lot of places that I think are great venues because I've had great results there. But I'd probably say either Ascot, where you guys are from, Royal Ascot is just amazing because we took off on the main straight in front of the crowd, so it was ready, set, go with a flag drop, and take off in front of the crowd, and 60 seconds later your race is done. Mm-hmm. And we're racing, around the Royal Tree, over the shrubs to go down the back into the golf course and back past down the main straight to finish past 100,000 people in the grandstand, and you'd land back on the grass. Wow. And everyone's standing up cheering. It's like, wow, this is as close as I'm ever going to get to being a rock star. Or maybe not, but that was a pretty special event. But then again, you look at Budapest, where we're starting and finishing under the chain bridge. We're going under the bridge to start the race. You look at Spielberg, where we're racing up the face of at the Red Bull Ring, racing up the face of of one of the hills there, up into the Alps, where it was snowing while I was in the racetrack. Wow. I'm flying in the snow. So there's all these things that happened around the world, and they're all amazing experiences.
Yeah, and I think 2019 was that correct? That was a big win for you, wasn't it? That championship.
Yeah, that was when I finally won the world championship. I'd come third in the world championship, and I'd been runner-up 3 times. So I had 4 World Championship trophies at home. It's just none of them were gold, and it was really starting to upset me, actually. So I finally got a gold one in the cabinet.
Brilliant. So yeah, how did COVID affect air racing in general, and what do you have planned for the future?
Yeah, COVID's shut it down, but they are starting a new air race. I'm under contract at the moment for another 3 years of racing. So I'm just waiting for the world to be kick-started. We're always 6 months off our first race. So at the moment, we're being told our first race is in March next year. So, fingers crossed it happens that way. We're ready to go. The plane's ready. The team's ready. We've just got to ship it to the location of the first race and have that race. But, that's where my future still is. That's where I'm aiming at. We're building the team around racing still. We've got other things going on in the background, but the focus is still being a race team and having people grow into that race team so that, when I'm a bit old and crusty and can't do it anymore, we've got people behind me that can fill the spot.
Brilliant. And I've got a couple of personal questions to wrap up this interview, if you're happy to answer them, Matt.
Well, it depends what they are.
Nothing hard. So do you have any hobbies, apart from aviation, of course?
I enjoy exercise. So, riding mountain bikes, road bikes, a little bit of motorbikes, stand-up paddle boards, lighting fires. But yeah, I'm an outdoors sort of guy. They're my hobbies.
Favorite aircraft you have flown?
It's probably the Spitfire. Yeah, just being such a unique aircraft. So I love it's a nice handling aircraft, and it's just one of those planes that's pretty special. I'm fortunate enough to own a PP1 Mustang, which is a nice plane to fly. But the Spitfire is probably, and the Mustang's actually the plane I wanted to fly more than the Spitfire.
Okay.
But the Spitfire is probably just that little bit more romantic.
Yeah, I totally agree. And is there an aircraft you would love to fly that you haven't got to yet?
Space Shuttle.
Space Shuttle, wow, I think that's the first on the channel, actually. Space Shuttle, right.
I think I'm out of luck there, though.
Yeah, I think you're buggered there, mate. But just to wrap up, where can we find you online, Matt?
matthallracing.com. So I think I got that right. I employ a team to do that bit. But I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Don't ask me how to find me, just Google me. And it's all on our website, matthallracing.com as well.